Hello and welcome back to BBTV, coming to you live from north, just north.
Oh, hey buds, the winter is over and the snow, she's melting, but we got one last fat bike ride in, so let's hang.
My mouth's not working so good, so I'm gonna stop talking now.
This fat bike ride is taking us through the city for a change. We're gonna stop by a brewery, a bistro, and we'll duck into some trails. Brennan thought we should kick things off by monster trucking through this park, which turned out not to be the best idea. I think having these fat tires just made us feel invincible, but unlike snowboarding, it's kind of the opposite and fresh powder does not equal more fun. But it's all good because just across this highway is hard-packed goodness ahead. So we're biking on a groomed ski trail called the Kitchissippi Winter Trail. It's part of a network that runs right through the core of Ottawa. And I think this is pretty unique to our city, or at least I'm not aware of other places where you could ski or fat bike right through the middle of the city. You could even ski to work if you wanted to. The water to my right is the Ottawa River, but the Algonquin name for it is Kitchissippi. Downtown Ottawa backs up against it, and you can see the province of Quebec across the way, land of the Poutines. This was one of the last really cold days that we had. We were in good company though. Vibes were high amongst the skiers and other psychos that were out here with us. Most of the sane people just stayed inside to enjoy hibernation.
I don't know if this is a groomed trail or not, but I see footsteps, and that's good enough. Whoa.
Sometimes trails tucked back into neighborhoods like this are the most fun. Oh, and what you're seeing here is probably Brendan's favorite thing about riding with me. He stops and he waits for me, and then I just blow right past him and make him sprint to catch up with me. He's always telling me how much he loves it. We cut out of the trails and found ourselves by this intersection that actually has a bit of interesting and pretty scary history. In 1982, a Turkish diplomat was assassinated in his car on the way to work right here. The shooter was never caught, but was believed to have fled the scene on foot in the woods that we were just riding through. That's the weird thing with history. Sometimes you're just out on a fun little bicycle ride and you're reminded of these really dark moments in history and in the world. But I guess you just keep pedaling through the weirdness.
All right, this looks thick. Oh, this is really narrow. A lot of ducking. Tree assist. Never mind E-assist, got tree assist. Oh, hello.
Are you guys excited for spring? Is it already spring where you are? Please tell me about it so that I can close my eyes and pretend that I'm you for a minute. I'm really sick of seeing this. And this. We had our biggest snowfall on record since the 70s this year. This is Canada after all, so we try to make the most out of our winter. For example, Ottawa has the world's longest skating rink. Last year, it didn't open at all, and this year it was open for 52 days. But everything's melting as we sit here editing this video. Apparently we missed the memo on wearing all red, but all good. We're headed now to a bistro on the river. Something that's pretty unique about Ottawa is that there's a decent chunk of land that's not owned by the city. It's owned by the National Capital Commission because it's the capital of Canada. So we have them to thank for the use of this path and this fun little bistro. If any of you have fat biked before, you'll know you work up a serious sweat and appetite, even going at a turtle's pace. We stopped to grab some hot apple cider and warm up by this freezing cold river, which, not super effective technique, but the scenery is so beautiful. These monochromatic views of the river in the winter are kind of unreal. Snot icicles are just part of the game up here, or snoticles, which is the technical term. We've talked a lot on this ride about the Canadianness of it all. It feels weird not to address the elephant in the room. I know, I can hear people cracking their knuckles in the comments, telling me to stick to talking bikes, but it's hard for us in Canada to distract ourselves from everything that's going on. Canada's a pretty laid-back place, and it has usually the most boring politics that you can imagine, but we've been in the headlines in a big way recently. The growing shadow of authoritarianism seems to be casting its way north. It's scary, and we're not into it, and I don't know a single American who is either. It's weird to navigate too because the rhetoric is hitting a fever pitch, and there's so much talk about boycotting America. I hate seeing the division that this is causing. It sucks that small businesses and all of us regular people have to bear the brunt of, frankly, a bullshit trade war. So many of our favorite bag makers and bike makers and so many friends from this community are American. Most of you watching this video are probably American, and just so you know, we love and appreciate you. We know it's not you, and it sucks that you have to suffer for all of this. If you have any thoughts to share from where you stand, the comment section's open. I opened this can of worms, and I'd love to hear from you about it. Alright, let's cut the tension with this waterfall, and we'll check out some photos that Brendan shot there at night recently. Such relaxing, much water. If you want to see a full bike check out this video. And a big thanks again to our pals at Full Cycle for lending us this beautiful steed. The kind folks over at Magicshine offered to send us some goodies to review. This was really exciting because we'd heard great things about them for years, but we haven't actually had the chance to test out their products. Getting this package also inspired us to head back out for an evening ride. We thought we'd go grab a beer and let them light the way. Riding through the city in the winter is actually my number one favorite thing. Our city uses so much salt though that it doesn't really make it manageable. On this day there was a fresh snowfall and we got to beat the salt trucks, so we got to kind of crisscross back from the path and into the city streets, which is a ton of fun.
First impressions of the light, I really like it. I don't know why I've never had a light on my helmet before. It's simply really nice to just have this thing aligned to my head. I really like when things feel super solid, like even the charging port, every button, the metals, the weight of it, everything feels like really well built. The user experience, like turning it on and changing the settings, is really nice. The onboarding was really bad. The user manual was really complicated. I got a ton of different parts. Things kind of weren't going together right. So I kind of got quick and scrappy and just kind of figured it out for myself. But I think it's one of those like set it and forget it type products. Like you spend a lot on it, you have a really good light system, you get it connected to your bike, and you're rocking and rolling. So far so good. It's made this fat bike ride really enjoyable. Super peaceful out tonight, and Magicshine is lighting the way.
We're wrapping up this ride with a nightcap in this brew pub that's in an old mill building that was built in 1842. It's a wrap on the fat bike season, and it's a wrap on this video. Next videos will be back on regular bikes. The fat biking season was fun and all, but we're more than ready for dry roads. If you want to support the channel, subscribing is free. We also have some really fun stickers and hats up at bikebreath.com, or you could just leave a comment below to say hey. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you in the next one.
You don't want to talk to me?
Huh?
Why does no one like me? I can't make friends lately. Do you know why?
I have no idea, no.